Your future is being stolen one postponed decision at a time. One, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it later. I'll do it next week. I'll do it next time. Every time you postpone it, every time you put it off, every time you delay for whatever reason that might be, you are, postponing your future. You're killing your future and your dreams and the things that truly are going to matter. And it's not the big decisions. See, everybody thinks that it's these big moments that define our lives, that make or break us, that really indicate where we're heading. No, usually it's the tiny little moments, but the ones that are repeated over and over and over again. Like things that build up into depression or anxiety or stress or all these kinds of things, those moments that make you freeze and stop or go, holy fuck, do I hate my life. All these things don't happen from one big moment, from one poor fucking decision. No, they happen from delaying, putting off, waiting, hoping, praying. When I'm ready, when this time is right, when everything is perfect. They come from that. Generally, anxiety comes from, and we're talking, not the clinical level where the chemicals in your brain aren't functioning properly, but anxiety comes from looking to the future, to things you cannot control, to the work that you haven't done. And depression usually comes from looking to the past, to things you can't control, to things that have already transpired. But reaching this point didn't happen overnight. It didn't go, well, I chose not to, work out today, therefore I'm now 30 kilos overweight. No, it happened because you kept putting off the work. Most problems will start to get better the second you start doing the work. The second you actually step forward into action and do what is necessary. Most things will fade away in that moment. They will. Most things will disappear the moment you start going, well, I'm going to take action. And generally speaking, it's not going to be perfect. It's not. But also hoping, waiting, planning, organizing, setting up for everything to be perfect, to have all your ducks in a row, is just, it's delusional at its nicest version and fucking insanity at its harshest, because that's not what's going to transpire. That's not how things are going to unfold. That is not what is going to happen. You just have to step forward and take that first step and then keep stepping forward. It comes from the micro decisions repeated over and over and over again. There's a saying, the tree falls the way it's leaning. It's not about the sudden swing of the axe. It's leaning this way. And that final one pushes it over the edge. That final one ends in that moment. But there was 10,000 swings before that led to that moment. But most people want to complain about results they didn't get from the work that they didn't do. Why does he have this? Why does he look that way? Why does he have the physique, the body, the health, the fitness, blah, blah, blah? Because he probably, for a long period of time, not even probably, definitively, especially if you're older, especially if you're a parent, especially if you're, past your 20s, kept doing the work, kept showing up day in, day out, over and over and over and over again for an incredibly long period of time until he succeeded, and then kept doing it. And the same is also true. It's why I talk about, your body being a resume of your choices. It is the thing that highlights exactly who you are if you choose instant gratification or long-term success, if you choose Easy now or easy later. It's a walking resume of these things. Like when I was 30 kilos overweight, that wasn't one decision. That wasn't one moment. That wasn't one bad choice. It was thousands of little ones compounded on top of each other. And usually I find within that is people making half decent choices, but not enough of them. That, well, I can speak for my own things and of those clients, that it's usually like, well, I'm doing better than most. Hey, I do lift weights. I do eat genuinely pretty healthy. I genuinely do these kinds of things. But then, not really. But then on the weekend, then on, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, go to town. Blow out. Lie to yourself. And pretend that it's okay because, well, you're doing better than most. The worst part of it all is when you believe your own fucking hype. And I can firmly tell you of that situation. I can tell you I was that guy. And I look back in disgust. I do. I look back and go, what the fuck, man? What were you thinking? But I bought into my own bullshit. Like on a chronic level. I used to tell myself that it wasn't that bad. What a fucking saying. One that will haunt you. One that's horrendous. It's not that bad. Well, shit, son, it ain't that good either. It ain't that good either. That, I worked out. And I did. I worked out probably 4 or 5 days a week. Every week. No matter what. And during the week, I ate pretty fucking clean. Mostly protein, all that kind of stuff. And then on the weekend, we'd have pizza, and we'd have wine, and we'd have whiskey, and Ben and Jerry's, and then I need some chocolate, and then I need some, killer pythons, and. Suddenly every night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm consuming 2,000 or 3,000 calories of just junk food. And going, oh, it's not that bad, it's not that bad, it's not that bad. Oh shit, it's that bad. Wake-up calls like my daughter going, Daddy, why are your boobs bigger than Mummy's? Holy shit. Kids are mean. Did you not know that kids were mean? That they'll fucking punch you in the gut and don't even realize it? Oh, Daddy, why can't you get down on the floor and play with me? Oh, Daddy, why don't you feel good? Oh, Daddy, why don't you have the energy to do these things? If you want to give the honest answer back to an honest child, the answer is because Daddy is a selfish prick. Because Daddy chooses to sedate through junk food, through alcohol, through TV, rather than doing the work that is necessary to be the man that you deserve, honey. That's why. Because Daddy can't choose to delay his gratification. And Daddy can't choose to give up the easy now for the great later. That's why. That's why Daddy can't do those things with you. And that's who I was. That was the man in the mirror. The man I was fucking ashamed of. I was disgusted to see him. That first time I shared that photo. God damn, did that hurt. God damn, did that make me uncomfortable. And yet, even then, I was still believing my own fucking hype on it. That it was bad because I was a personal trainer, but it wasn't that bad. Yeah, it was that bad. I was 30 kilos overweight. 30 kilos. As a personal trainer. But you can lie to yourself and fob things off and make it out that things aren't that bad because you can do X, Y, and Z. But let's be real here. You know deep down inside, you always know deep down inside what the truth is. You actually know what the truth is about it all. But you don't want to admit that. You don't want to face those demons. You don't want to deal with the consequences of it being, well, all your fault. That you're stealing your future, your children's future, all of that with your selfish choices, day in, day out. You are stealing it from them. And it's unacceptable. So the question becomes, at what point are you going to wake up? At what point are you going to stop putting your feelings, your niceties, being comfortable above what you need, what your children need, what your wife needs, what anyone who loves and adores you needs? At what point are you going to admit enough is enough and I have to change? Because that's where you need to get to. That is where you need to reach. That this is unacceptable and I will no longer tolerate it. And then you do something about it. And you start making that small decision. You don't postpone it anymore. And you start stacking those wins. You aren't going to get to a six-pack from one day or 1 week or even 1 month. But 6 months, 12 months from now, not only will you be unrecognizable, you'll be a different human being. Period. Full stop. End of story. The question is, are you willing to make those hard choices now? Are you willing to do what is necessary now? Are you willing to stop postponing it for the future? Start making the hard decisions and investing into you. Investing time, money, effort, and consistency. Because this isn't going to happen overnight. This isn't going to happen with a snap of the fingers, and it isn't going to happen repeating the same choices that you've already made. You must make different ones. You must make better ones. You must decide now and actually do what is necessary. So if you're ready for that, if you're ready to show up as a different man, if you're ready to see everything change, if you're ready to stop postponing your future and actually step into the results that you want, need, and deserve, well, now is your moment. It is here, now, waiting for you, if you're ready to make those choices. So if you're ready to join Demanding Greatness, if you're ready to step forward and accept that burden and run with it, to stop postponing it and actually start doing the things that need to be done, click the link in my bio or shoot me a message and let's get you into Demanding Greatness. Because, well, on the other side of that is everything that you have ever wanted and more. The question is, are you going to postpone it any longer? Can't wait to see you then.